Hello sunshine, welcome back to my YouTube channel where every week I share with you guys new tips on how to get fit and get paid freelancing. Today's video is all about how to set up the perfect Fiverr profile. This is essentially your Fiverr resume, and it's super important to set this up correctly with proper strategy if you want to be a successful freelance seller on Fiverr. So keep watching because at the very end I'm especially going to share with you some really secret tips that most people would never think to do, but you're definitely going to want to apply these. Now, if you haven't yet watched the last Get Paid video, go check it out here because that one's also going to be very helpful for you on your freelancing journey. Alright, so moving into today's topic of how to set up the perfect Fiverr profile. Now, Fiverr.com, as I've told you guys before, is my favorite, hands down favorite freelancing website, and rightfully so. It's the one that most freelancers find the most success on. That's because that website is poppin', it's always busy, it's easy to use, and it's pretty seller friendly overall. In order to find success on the Fiverr website though, you've got to be strategic with these three things if you're going to be successful: your profile, your gigs, and your communication. So today's video is all about how to create the perfect Fiverr profile. Now, of course, does perfection exist? Well, in my opinion, it doesn't really, but I wanted to just make it very clear in the title that this strategy I'm going to share today is going to give you the best chance of having an amazing Fiverr profile. So once you watch today's video and implement the things I'm going to share, hopefully you will have a rockin' Fiverr profile that will bring you lots and lots of sales. So you may be wondering, Stephanie, what the heck is a Fiverr profile? What is a profile anyways? Well, you know, when you create a new account on any social media or website platform, you have a profile section. This is kind of your about me section in which you get to share about who you are. Now on Instagram, it's a very, very tiny little section with not much space, and it's mostly about sharing your business or just personal info about you, depending on what kind of account you have, right? But on Fiverr, this is a much larger section and it's much more professional. Your Fiverr profile is not just an about me, it's essentially your about me, plus your resume, plus your reviews, plus your education, all wrapped up into one. It's basically presenting who you are and how you can help people on Fiverr in a very long format way. So you want to provide as many details there as possible. That's because your Fiverr profile signifies so much, and it's your first impression to any potential future buyer or customer. So it's super duper important that you spend time on your profile. Invest quality time into writing out your profile, because for some people, that's the deciding factor whether they will hire you or not, is what they see in your profile. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what is included in the Fiverr profile section. If you pull up someone's Fiverr profile, there's a left column and there's a right column, all right? On the right side, it's going to show your active gigs. These are the gigs that you have published that are actively being listed and open to be sold. And this may be 1 gig, 2, 3, 10, 20, however many you have created and have access to create. Now on the left side is basically your about me, your resume, your education, everything I just said. All of that. It is the crucial part of your profile because this is how people are going to get to know you. This column will give a brief summary of your reviews and how you're doing on Fiverr. It will also share with people the clients that you've worked with, your portfolio, a description of who you are, tests that maybe you've taken, any linked accounts to your other social media, your skills list, your education, and any certifications that you have. Now, if Forrester here had a Fiverr profile, his section about this would say that he did his doggy obedience class for 8 weeks. Right, buddy? So it's basically like your resume or your CCV that you would use to apply for another job. Fiverr is allowing you to not have to put together like a fancy document. It's saying, here are the sections we want you to share, so do so here. So it's basically displaying your resume in a very organized format for buyers to be able to see. Because buyers, they don't want to pay you money unless they can trust you. And a way to get to know someone and trust them in a business sense is to see their resume, right? You get to see what their education was, their experience, their skill set, any additional certifications they did, all of that. So your Fiverr profile is your resume, so it's not something that you should take lightly. You see, how it works is when a buyer goes onto Fiverr.com and they're searching for a service and someone to hire, they're most likely going to look at these two things. They're going to look at your gig and your profile. They're going to look at your gig to see what sort of services you can provide and what the prices are and the options, and the profile to get to know you to decide if they want to trust you with this project. So the two most important things for you as a freelancer to spend time on are your profile and then all of your separate gigs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Fiverr.com profile together. And I'm going to go through all of those sections step by step, sharing with you some tips for success on how to set up the perfect Fiverr profile. This is a video lesson. I'm going to get off screen now and just let you guys see exactly what it looks like so you can really start to envision how you're going to set up your own Fiverr profile. All right, we're going to go step by step. I'm going to give you some expert tips on how to set yourself apart from others. So here we go. To get to your Fiverr profile from the dashboard, just click on your profile picture in the upper right-hand corner and click on Profile. As I said, this is where the right-hand column are your active gigs, and then the left-hand column is your entire About Me, resume, etc. So let's go through those step by step, and I'll be sharing some strategy of what I would do to have a little bit more success with your Fiverr profile. First of all, you want to have a very clear profile picture, you guys. We don't want to use a stock image. We don't want to use a blurry photo of you out traveling somewhere. We want it to be a clear photo of your face. So from the waist up or just from the chest up, something very clear, professional, that also may show a little bit of your niche. So for me, I have a waist up profile picture. This was a professional shot, nicely edited, and since I mostly do a lot of fitness related gigs, I wanted mine to be a fitness pose showing my strength and physique, right? But for you, if you're doing something that's more like creating graphics or whatever, then a typical like business type shot would be best, all right? The biggest mistake I see with this is people have blurry images that don't look professional. So step up your game with your profile picture. You don't have to hire a photographer to do this. You can set up your own camera on a timer, on a tripod at home. Just make sure you have really good lighting, edit it well so it's very clear and looks super nice. Under that is going to be a quick little description of who you are. All right, so you can click the little pencil here to edit it. Basically, you want to keep this short and sweet. This is kind of like if you had to tell someone what you do or who you are in under 10 words, that's what you want here. So make it very clear, like who you are, if you have any sort of certification or a degree that specializes in a certain area or sets you apart from others, right? So for me, I could have just put in here, you know, like health and fitness expert. But no, I want to show how I went above and beyond and I am a better fit for these buyers by showing my education, so my doctorate degree, showing that I have a specialty in strength and that I am a published model. Someone is going to be more likely to hire me for my video and photo gigs, knowing I have an expert degree and that I have been published, right? So make this tailored to you, nice, short and sweet, but very clear who you are and what you specialize in. Under that, it's going to show a summary of your star reviews. If you're brand new, you won't have any yet, of course, but this is another reason why it's super important to keep your reviews as positive as possible, because it is going to show that summary and how many reviews you have right here. Then moving down, you can quickly see how long you've been a member with Fiverr, what your response time is, how often you deliver things, right? And so once again, another reason why you should keep your response time for your messages very quick. Under 4 to 8 hours, if possible, is ideal. You'll have a better chance of nailing these gigs down. And finally, you can set availability. To be honest, I never use this because I never want people to feel like I'm unavailable. Even if I'm on vacation, even if I'm overbooked, I leave things open because I want to welcome more messages and more inquiries. Because some people don't need an order right this day. Some people are okay with waiting 1 to 2 weeks till my schedule frees up. And so if you say that you're unavailable, you will not be able to get messages. It's going to send them an automated message that you're not available, right? Unless you check this, then that will allow them to still get a hold of you. But personally, I think it's better to just leave it all available unless you're going to be without Wi-Fi. That's the only time I would recommend using this section. All right, moving down. This is among my clients, which is basically saying who you've worked with. This is a list of companies that you have worked with. Of course, you're not going to have the space to add everyone, but I would say list the most distinguished companies that you've worked with here. To do so, you'll add a client here, and this will take you to a separate screen where you can type in their name, when you worked with them, and type a brief description of what you did for them. It then has to get approved, I believe, by Fiverr. And once it's approved, then it will show up here. For me, I wanted to have a variety shown here. So I think that Marriott is the largest brand or company I've worked for. So I made sure I put that first. Then I wanted to share a variety of dog and fitness products. So I made sure I had a dog company in here. This is a pretty large one. And then two fitness companies, a Pilates one and a yoga one. So try to think of some variety, and you do want to get approval from the client first. So just shoot them a quick message like, hey, I was just wondering, on my Fiverr profile, there's a section where I can list who I've worked with. Would it be okay with you if I list you there to increase the trust in future buyers with me or whatever? However you want to word it. Okay, so get approval, and then I would get at least a handful of people in here whenever you start to build up more orders. All right, now moving down, this is a brand new section. So y'all, I haven't even added mine yet, but this is very new. You can showcase your work here. So to add one, I will do this later as well, but essentially you're just gonna say what the title and type of work you did, choose the category, and then upload the actual photo, video, document, audio recording, whatever the file is. Here's the catch, you guys. Max file size is 50 megabytes. Okay, that's not very much. That's super tiny. So most of the videos I make are way larger than that. They're not even going to fit in here. But if you deliver audio bites or documents or images, you can easily add them in here. What the heck? I just delivered some photos, so let me just show you real quick. I have some photos here. For example, which one do I want? I've been doing a little bit more self-care products lately. So for example, let me upload this photo. I thought it was cute. So this is going to be a skincare product photography. This client requested I take lifestyle photos using their skincare products. So I got creative with the mirror, shot this lovely photo. Okay, so this one's a little tricky because it's actually under video typically for the photography, product photography. Image is there, and save and publish is in the upper right there. It can take up to 2 minutes to show on your page. So I'm going to take a pause and come back and show you guys what it looks like on the profile page. All right, voila. So it's just a nice way to very quickly share a few of your favorite projects here. so they don't have to go into individual gigs. They can kind of see a summary. So like I shared with you guys above, let's give these people variety, all right? This is your resume, so I wouldn't want to upload 10 skincare product photos here. No, no, no. I want to show the variety that I can offer. So I would upload a photo of skincare. Maybe I'd upload a photo of a fitness product. I'd upload a photo of a dog product. I'd upload maybe a 10-second video if I can fit it in here. I'd upload a blog that I wrote that got published on a website, okay? Give some variety in your portfolio section here. Before we move on with this left-hand column, just quick note, underneath your gigs on the right side, you can see more detailed reviews, and people can categorize them by most recent, negative, or positive. So just FYI, people can see the typed out reviews in addition to the star rating that they leave you. Okay, so resuming here, we move down to this learn section. Honestly, I think that most people can skip this. I have never felt the need to do this. The reason is it's basically Fiverr trying to get you to pay to do some of their courses so that you can get a little badge over on your profile, all right? It's kind of like if you're in Girl Scouts or the Brownies or whatever, and you get all these little badges every time you do a new craft or have a new lesson. I don't think it really is that meaningful. However, they claim that it can boost your sales by boosting your expertise. Of course, yeah, you're taking the time to learn something from Fiverr's courses, okay? So if you have the extra time and money, go for it, experiment and see if doing one of those does help you with your sales. But personally, I've never done one. All right, moving on to description. You guys know earlier where we had this little section where it's just like under 10 words, This is kind of the space where you can now expand a little bit more on who you are. All right, so share like a paragraph of the things that really make you stand out the most. Why people should hire you over your competitor. Remember, you are on here to sell, and so it's not just about me. You want to make it a little bit about you, but you also want to entice them as to why you are better than the competition and why you are the best person to help them out. You are trying to entice them. So you want to share a little bit more, I would say this is like your introduction to your resume. What are the main, most important things that should really stand out? And then why are you here? Why are you here? How are you going to help them? Who are you helping and how? And what sets you apart? So as you can see, I kind of gave a quick summary of my expertise and skill set, why I'm here, okay, to help with these companies and their branding and their products in a genuine way, and what sets me apart from others, my knowledge, my creativity, and my experience, right? So that's kind of a way you can break down your description. So take some time on that. Make sure it's well written. And like I said, focus is not on just you, but also how you are able to help them and entice them. Moving down, you want to include the languages that you are fluent in here. So if you have the ability to speak multiple languages, definitely include that here, because if you have gigs that are for writing or voiceovers and such, that really sets you apart if you have the ability to speak in multiple languages. So definitely include that here. Moving down, we have this test section to test your skills. So let's go ahead and click Learn More. This is where you can do tests on English, Photoshop, Illustrator, WordPress, social media, Excel, content writing, and so on. I will let you read this. This validates your skills and shows people that, hey, not only are you claiming that you're able to take photos and edit them in Adobe, but you've taken a test and you've proven it. Once again, I have not taken the time to do this. I don't feel like I need to, because my results, my reviews, and how many orders I get, I don't think it's really going to do much for me. But if you have the time and you do want to get proof that you have the skill set with one of those different platforms or software or whatever, then absolutely go take the test if you're confident in your skills there. All right, it's just another validation to buyers that you are telling the truth, right? That you aren't just making stuff up, that you truly know what you're doing. So absolutely take those tests if you desire. Moving down, you can also link your accounts here if you desire to link any of them. However, If they're just like your personal accounts, I would say go ahead and skip it. Like for me, why do I want to link my personal Facebook to this? I really don't. That's just where I share pictures with my family, right? But if you have any of these that are a business accounts and can relate to your freelancing business, then absolutely link it, because some people may be hiring you and then ask you to also share your delivery on your Facebook business page or on your Twitter page or whatever, right? So you're welcome to link those there. All right, you guys, we are almost done. There are 3 final sections. The skills section, the education, and the certifications. You can think of this as just another like major part of your resume. And this is where you want to include anything and everything that relates to your freelancing businesses and the services that you offer. For example, you guys now know that I provide videos, photos, and writing typically. So I wanted to include all of those in my skill set, not only one word for each, but try and think of, 2 to 3 skills that apply to each service that you're offering. Include all of them here, because when you have these within your skill set and people are searching for someone that is a yoga model, you're going to pop up on the search with a higher likelihood, because you can think of these as like SEO keywords. If you have these on your profile, you're going to show up higher. All right. So you want to think of a couple keywords to include for each skill or service that you offer. Then moving down to education, this can be formal education, or it could be a little bit less formal. Maybe you did some sort of certification online, you would put it down here. Or maybe you did not go to college. Well, then at least put your high school graduation in here, all right? Fill out everything that you have from your degrees to any certifications that apply. Is there a need to include a certification that does not relate to your skills as a freelancer? I don't think so. If it has absolutely nothing to do with what you're offering on here, I don't really see the need to include it, unless it's really gonna like build the trust of buyers in some way. But if it has nothing to do with your services, I would go ahead and skip it from here. Now, before I end this video, I do want to mention that you can go in and you can edit your Fiverr profile at any time. It's not a one and done thing. You can change it over time. So if you're a beginner, go in and get it all set up now, but down the line, once you gain more clarity on what brings you joy and the services you want to offer, you can always change it. And if you're more advanced with freelancing like I am, you can still go in and adjust your Fiverr profile over time. Personally, I like to pop into my Fiverr profile about every 6 months or so, just to ensure that everything is still up to date. And if I had any big business clients, any big brands I worked with and I want to add to my portfolio, I'll go in and add their names in then, just to keep everything up to date. You can do the same. Always keep that Fiverr profile up to date, especially if you got any new certifications, if you worked with any new brands, or if you made any change in direction with what sort of services you're offering and who you're helping on the Fiverr platform. All right. How are you guys feeling? I hope that quick little lesson on how to set up your Fiverr profile was super helpful. All right. If you found this one helpful, I would love it. Give me a thumbs up below. Always helps the channel out so much. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. I share new lessons every single week. You're not gonna get spammed. It's basically just gonna let you know when new videos are out when you log into YouTube, so you can make sure you check them out to learn how to get fit and get paid freelancing. Well, that's it for today. Happy freelancing, you guys. And as always, peace and love.